I started running in 2014 in the 8th grade, but I didn't know much about form then or really see the true value of it until I ran my first marathon in 2018. Back then, I was the typical heel striker, but it was during and after this marathon that I really realized and felt just how inefficient my running was. The problem was I didn't know how to fix it. Then in 2019, I discovered the barefoot running movement, and I was fascinated because barefoot running seemed like the answer to developing whatever good form was supposed to be, and it made sense to me. My thought process was this: if I could try running without any cushion, I wouldn't be able to hide bad impact on my feet and my body caused by bad form, because bad form would hurt. So, if I could learn how to run comfortably without any cushion, I would probably end up running in the way that my body was designed to do, which would lead me to good form. So I bought a pair of barefoot shoes, and I exclusively ran in those for 2 weeks straight. As you might imagine, my feet were wrecked. I was in horrible pain, and after this, I couldn't run for a month. But I wanted to try again because it still made sense to me, and I still believed that it could work. I thought maybe this time I would use the barefoot shoes just for short warm-ups and cooldowns, and my regular shoes for the rest of training. So once I healed, I developed a new plan, which had 2 parts. Part 1, keep trying to figure out how to run in barefoot shoes comfortably without hurting myself. Part 2, as I learned what movements and foot strike were comfortable in barefoot shoes, I would then apply that same technique to whenever I was running in my regular shoes. After a couple of weeks of training this way, I noticed several strange changes. Firstly, I had sore muscles in my feet and calves that I didn't even know existed, that clearly I hadn't been using very much until then. And then I noticed that I was planting my feet more underneath my body instead of way out in front like I used to do. It was also starting to feel weird to heel strike and way more natural to land on the front half of my foot. And instead of bobbing up and down so much like I used to do, I was almost gliding along. My cadence had just increased by 20 steps per minute. Even crazier, the exact same distances and routes that I was accustomed to, they were feeling easier. I wasn't working as hard, even though my fitness level was exactly the same. Clearly, I was making some progress, even though I really didn't know exactly what I was doing. After 2 months of training this way, my running form was unrecognizable. I was smooth, fast, low impact, and running had never felt this good. No one had to tell me that I had discovered proper form because I could feel it. Later that summer, 2019, it got even better. I was fortunate enough to meet ultra runner, running form coach, and author Eric Orton. I learned a lot from him about form and training technique. I was also introduced to his videos and his books, which I have been learning from and applying ever since. With my newfound running form and Eric Orton's training, I moved on to run competitively at multiple distances, still going strong. And now here in 2026, the only injuries I've sustained so far have been some minor muscle tension and a broken kneecap in 2025 when I tripped over something. Now, I absolutely attribute this lack of injury to my running form training. So that's the story of how I discovered the beauty of proper form. And you know what? I have full confidence that with the information I will share over the next few videos, you can absolutely discover it too. Even better, you won't have the trial and error that I went through, because I'm not just going to share with you what I learned in my own experience, but I'm also going to share what I've learned from Eric Orton. You're going to love this. Disclaimer here, I am not a coach. I don't think I'm qualified. So I'm sharing all this with you as someone who has trained this way since 2019, has run 11 marathons, 1 ultra marathon, and several thousand training miles using the same techniques. So no, I'm not a qualified coach, but I do believe I've become competent enough to share good information with you. In the next video, I'll introduce the body mechanics behind proper form and improper form in a very understandable way. Knowing this, you'll see the negatives of running poorly and the benefits of running well.